What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, happy Monday. Hopefully y'all excited for another fantastic week. We got some stuff that we want to talk about. A'ja Wilson has met Beyonce, and she's very excited about it. We have a team that got over the weekend, and yeah, anybody and everybody can and will get got, regardless of if you're ranked or not. It doesn't matter. All right, we're also going to talk about Dallas and who they might be picking, because if you're a Dallas fan, you're probably feeling very, very good right now. That's and a whole lot more on today's episode of Quita in the Morning. So, let's cue the intro.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Ready, set, go.
Get ready. All right, guys. Again, we had last week off. We're back this week. And let's just get this show on the road. Okay. And first, let's begin with a non-women's basketball topic. Let's talk about F1. Guys, if you all don't know, F1 is a huge craze. It is something that is basically a world phenomenon. It's a tour that goes to various cities across the globe, and people watch and pay a lot of money to watch someone or a lot of someones go in large circles / loops for laps and laps and laps. This is a sport that costs a lot of money. This is a sport that in some ways, the reason why I'm mentioning this, not just because of the Beyonce and A'ja thing, though I'll talk about that in just a sec. This is kind of what Project B is going to be. Now, of course, not to this magnitude of attention, but this is what they're trying to do. F1 is cars going in a large circle in various parts of the world on a tour. That's what they do. And every year they kind of return to the same spots. It's seen as must-see TV. The Las Vegas Grand Prix is so huge. It's a huge spectacle where tons and tons of celebrities are there. People are paying thousands of dollars just for a seat. And it's must-see TV. And then when it's gone, it's gone. And when we're hearing Elena Beard and others talk about Project B, they talk about it being kind of like when they talk about Project B, they talk about it being like a must-see TV thing when they're in a city, right? And so, to me, I do think there is a reason why we as women's basketball fans should talk about F1. Because it's a traveling tour with various teams, and it works. Now, again, no. Will Project B be as successful as F1? I don't think so. F1 is extremely popular on a world scale. I would say probably more popular outside of the United States than inside of the United States. But it's a thing. All right. And F1, as I said, it happened over the weekend in Las Vegas. And I'm sure I'll see the aftermath of that when I get in there tomorrow. I'm sure it's probably going to take them, just like it took like basically months to actually build up the set for the race. It's going to take them a long time to take it down. All right. But the reason why I'm talking about this, not only because of the connection to Project B, but I'm talking about this because there was another certain someone in attendance at the F1 festivities in Vegas this weekend. And that is the Asia Wilson.
You heard I met Beyonce today? Yes, I did meet Beyonce today, so you heard correctly. Oh man, it was literally something that I probably dreamt of for a minute, only because I admire Beyonce so much as what she does. It's just a performer, and she's now an awesome person to meet. She's so kind and so sweet. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Ooh, what city in America? I mean, it's already here in the best city, Las Vegas. Ooh, the craziest and wildest? I don't know. I got an opportunity to wave the checkered flag, which is pretty legit. And they said that I had perfect technique, so I don't know if it's crazy or wild, but I think that's pretty legit. First, I gotta fit in an F1 car. Don't know if I'm able to do that, but I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal and go as fast as I can. I mean, it's literally what Gatorade's done my whole career, and it's pretty amazing that they continue to show up for us as women athletes, and as we're growing, they're growing as well. And so for them to continue just to give us a platform for us to be ourselves and to never change but still flourish in our own fields, it's been truly special. And shout out to Lisa, she's so young but is killing it. So to be a part of F1A is truly a blessing, and I'm glad that we have sponsors like Gatorade that's behind us 100%.
All right, that was an interview that GQ did with Asia. Asia met Beyonce. She ended up hugging Beyonce and Jay-Z. And it's very clear that, yes, they did have a short but kind conversation. And I just wanted to mention that because here's the thing. Asia Wilson is a celebrity, right? Asia Wilson is a celebrity, and when a celeb is at home and a major sports thing goes to their home, they're going to be there and they're going to represent. All right. That's exactly what we saw this weekend with Asia Wilson being there. She wasn't the only celebrity. This is just, there's a lot of other celebrities. Cynthia Erivo was there. Travis Scott, right? You had, you had, of course, Beyonce and Jay-Z. You had Jimmy Butler, who's hey, Jimmy Butler is everywhere, man. I tell you, that man is everywhere. Okay, a lot of celebrities was in a building or on the Strip for the Las Vegas race, and it just further shows that Asia's a celebrity. Yeah, you can't win that many WNBA MVPs. You can't be basically the GOAT that is still playing without also getting celebrity status, and that is Asia Wilson right now. And she's living her best life, a life that she absolutely deserves. So shout out to Asia Wilson as always. Shout out to Asia Wilson. All right. Next up, I want to talk about where is it? Actually, no, I don't want to talk about that yet. No. What happened to it? Oh, darn. I had a graphic of it was about the art of getting got. I can't find it. Okay, well, instead, let's talk about the draft lottery. The draft lottery happened this weekend. It happened on Sunday. And here are the results. We got Dallas with the number 1 pick. You got Minnesota with the number 2 pick. Got Seattle with the number 3 pick. The Washington Mystics with the number 4 pick. And the Chicago Sky with the number 5 pick. All right. Now, this order is exactly kind of what we expected it to be because this was basically the odds. For the Dallas Wings, we did see Maddie Seigers represent the team, and for the second time in a row, they do have the number 1 pick. Remember, the last time a team had the number 1 pick, had the number 1 pick back-to-back. It was Seattle when they drafted both Jewel Lloyd, and then the following year they drafted Breanna Stewart, and they end up winning a WNBA championship. Also, they did it again when they had Lauren Jackson and Sue Bird, and of course, Indiana when they got Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark. And that championship is coming. Okay, it's coming. So Dallas, with their number 1 pick, they got some questions they need to ask. All right? There's some questions that need to be asked. What is the future identity of this Dallas Wings team? Here's the thing. Basically, everybody is free agents coming into 2026, with the exception of the players that are still on rookie deals, and there's 2 other vets who are Kalani Brown and Lexi Brown, I believe. Those are the only 2 other vets that are on contract. And so Dallas can go a whole bunch of which ways. You can make the decision to say, you know what? We need a post identity for the future. We want to draft that. So maybe you go for a Awa Pham or a Lauren Betts. Or do you say, you know what? We are building a practice facility. We are moving our arena into Dallas, into a larger facility. We know that we're going to be able to sign these higher echelon vets. And we also know the toughest position in the WNBA right now is a post player. That's the toughest position. And so if we want to kind of start to win kind of now, don't we want to make a decision to say, you know what, let's actually go for a guard instead of a post? Because it's a lot easier for a guard to kind of find their way in the WNBA than it is for a post player, because it's hard in the post in the WNBA. Because you're literally playing against some of literally the best players in a W are post players for the most part, right? It's post players and then Caitlin, right? You got Asia you battling with. You're battling with Nafisa Collier. You're battling with Alyssa Thomas. You got Breanna Stewart in there, right? You got John Quell. You got Angel. You have tough players in the post. And so drafting a post player, it might take them a little time to be dominant. Whereas when you are drafting a guard, it should be, it's less. There's some fantastic guards in the WNBA, but it's not as hard, I would say. I would say it's not as hard. The hardest positions in the W is the 4 and the 5. And if you're outside of the 4 and the 5, yes, of course you're going to have a hard time, but it's not going to be as hard. And so the question is, okay, what do you go for? Do you go for a post that might actually need a year or two, maybe a little bit more? Or do you roll the dice and going for a guard that might be able to get it going a little bit sooner because just of how the WNBA is structured? And with that, the question is the Dallas Wings going to pick AZ? That's the question. Is the Dallas Wings going to pick AZ Fudd? Now, here's the thing. I don't know if it's a guarantee that Arike Ogunbowale will be on this team. Remember, guys, she's a free agent. She is a free agent, guys. just like all the other vets besides Kalani Brown and Lexi Brown. And so who knows? Who knows what Enrique wants to do and if she's actually going to be back with this team. And so if I'm Dallas, I'm saying, hey, regardless of if she wants to sign with us again or not, we gotta bolster up. We gotta bolster up our guard play. And Tulip, 110%. Here's the thing. I am not saying that AZ should be on this team because of Paige. No. That's not why. I'm saying that AZ should be a serious consideration for Dallas because of how good AZ Fudd has been. She is one of the purest shooters in the college game. Look at her shots. It's beautiful. Look at it, guys. I've been telling y'all this for a long time. I love AZ Fudd's game. I do. She is a guard that can knock down the three. She limits her turnovers, and she can play defense. What's not to love? What's not to love about that? I'm just saying, guys. What's not to love? And so no, it's not because of her and Paige's relationship. That's not why. No, I don't think that should be a sole reason for why anything happens at all. No. But talent, I think talent dictates that that's a question. Here's the thing. If the Sky had the number one pick, y'all, I've been saying this. If the Sky had the number one pick, I would go AZ Fudd. I would. Because that shot, you can't really teach it. It's a pure shot. It is. It's a pure shot. And so I'm just saying, it's a serious conversation. That AZ should be someone that Kurt Miller is looking at and thinking about in terms of who he might want to draft. Now, again, yes, Awak Kawir is a post for Dallas. And yes, she is someone who is growing in her talent. However, just because Awak Kawir is there does not mean that you also should not get another post player. Because you need more than one, right? And so, to me, having Awak Kawir does not mean that they won't go with Awa Fam or Lauren Betts. Well, he taught her well. He taught her well because that girl can shoot. She can shoot. And I love to see it. Okay? I love to see it. All right. All right, I think I got to hear what are the Dallas fans saying about the situation. Tisha, I see you're replying to people, so I'm not going to bring your replies on the big board. But Tisha, overall, what do you think about this? As a Dallas fan, represent your people and tell us what you think. And also, if you all are in Dallas or you're a Dallas Wings fan, let us know. Let us know what you think about this situation. All right. So while we wait for Tisha to share her thoughts, let me share some thoughts with you. And I want to share some thoughts about Factor. You all have heard me talk about Factor on this channel. I talk about it because I think it's a fantastic product. Oh, Miss President just got down. I think it's a fantastic product for those of us, like if you're like me and you don't like to cook. You can cook, but you don't like to. You don't have that much time. Well, Factor is 100% for you. They have a chef-prepped, dietitian-approved meals that you can, put in the microwave. Makes it easy to stay on track on whatever dietary goals you're trying to go for, and have something delicious to eat when you're busy. All right. Lots of choices on Factor. You're able to select from different dietary restrictions. If you like chicken, if you are someone who is a seafood type of person, maybe you're a pork type of person, whatever you eat, whatever your idea of a good protein is, Factor has you covered. They have lots of meals with a lot of different side dishes with it where you can just plop it in, microwave, couple minutes, bada bing, bada boom, you're all set to go and you're eating, okay? Eat smart at factormeals.com/Quita50off and use code Quita50off to get 50% off your first box plus breakfast for 1 year. That is code Quita50off at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. You can get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. This is only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase. I love Factor. I believe you will too. So make sure to get on that Quita50 off. All right. All right. Let's get back to it. Let's see what Tisha got to say. Tisha, let's see. I think I see you posted something in the chat. What did you say? All right. Tisha says, I love having the choice and I am definitely wanting AZ. So you see the vision. Tisha. Like, again, you can't teach the level of sharpshooting that AZ Fudd has. Like, you can't really teach that. Like, you can't. And also, look at her last 3 games. I'm just saying. Plus 20, plus 30. She can, knocking down threes left and right. Dog, she has it. She absolutely has it. The B9 says Fudd is currently 47, 55, and 100 on the season. Yeah. Wow. Well, that beats 40, 50, 90. I mean, the season just started, so, that's something. Anyway, Tisha says, I think at this point, the entertainment factor is just as important as the game itself, and a Paige AZ reunion will help Dallas in the media and bring in fans, butts and seats, and trade for Big. But will they need to trade for a Big? I mean, again, I could see some bigs being interested in possibly going to Dallas. Here's the thing. All the bigs are free agents. Right? They're all free agents. Including Alyssa, Nafisa, Asia. Now, do I anticipate Alyssa, Nafisa, or Asia leaving their teams? No. But they could. You never know. So you wouldn't need to trade. Just make it very appealing for top-notch players to go there. Oh my God. El Kune. That's kind of bogus. I'm not putting your comment on that. It's kind of bogus. I get your point though about this guy. I get your point. I get your point about this guy. Jesus says, okay, so buy a Big. Hey, y'all got the money. Y'all can do it. Again, you're gonna have Paige and whoever this number one pick is going to be, you're going to have them on rookie deals. So you're going to have money. You're going to have a lot of money, actually, to spend on top-notch players. Kimmy says every team will need a 6'6" center to win. I don't think so. Here's the thing. Is there anybody on the Las Vegas Aces that's 6'6"? I mean, I know Asia's 6'4". How tall is Kia Stokes? I don't think that's necessary. Kia Stokes is 6'3". I mean, do the Aces even have anybody that's 6'6"? I don't think so. I don't think it has. I don't think it has to do with height. I think teams need to have a non-traditional. They need to have a non-traditional post player anchor in order to win. Okay? That's what they need. They need a non-traditional post player. Height is fine. I mean, they didn't win it, but Minnesota made it pretty far. They made it pretty far, without, I mean, their anchor is not even the real height that they say she is in Nafisa Collier. Nafisa Collier's short, but they made it far, right? Alyssa Thomas, she isn't that tall. Phoenix made it to the finals. So yeah, I don't think height. Here's the thing. We all know the issues with tall players who are traditional post players. Tierra McCowan and Kalani Brown, that era of WNBA post players is kind of over. The era of post players who are just tall and can block, is primarily blocking shots or something like that. Like you gotta have a non-traditional post player. Non-traditional. Even Aaliyah Boston, yeah, she probably is more traditional than not. But if you look at a lot of her game, Aaliyah has, number one, she has the pick and roll down pat. Number two, she has a jump shot. Number three, she is extending it to the 3-point line. Like Aaliyah Boston, sure, she's probably more traditional than other players, but even her game, it's dynamic. It's extremely dynamic. And so it's not just about height to me. It really is about the real skill set of the individual player and about just how effective they really can be. All right. And so, yeah. If you are a traditional big, you will be out of the WNBA probably in another year. You'll be out. Okay? And yeah, her passing is really good. Now, say what you want about Aaliyah Boston. Say what you want. But talent-wise, that girl has it. All right? You may not like her. Again, similar to other people. Yeah. Y'all may not like certain people, but you got to admit, talent is there. Another place where talent is NC State. NC State has a lot of talented players. Individually, NC State is very, very talented. They have a lot of really good players that can put up really good numbers, that can be very impressive individually, but It doesn't matter. If you don't play like a team, you will, say it with me, y'all, you will get got. And over the weekend, we did see a team get got, and this was not a game that you were expecting, or that I was expecting at least, as Rhode Island went on the road and took down NC State. Guys, this was in Raleigh, North Carolina, in Reynolds Coliseum. This was North Carolina State's territory. And for the second straight game, NC State gets got. Again, not because they're not individually talented. They're better, way better than Rhode Island. Way better. Zam Jones is really good. Same for Zoe Brooks. Same for Camille Pierre. Really, really good players individually, but I'm going to say this. When you don't play like a team, you look sloppy. When you don't play like a team, the other team will turn you over and make you look sorry. And that's exactly what happened yesterday against Rhode Island. This team plays like a band of individuals. And individually, they're talented. Collectively, y'all, they kind of suck. And they shouldn't. Here's the thing, they shouldn't. But when you take your your competition for granted, when you play basically a 1-on-1 game instead of a 5-on-5 game, you're going to get got. You're going to get got. Now, this is a team that is still relatively new. Again, you bring in a huge centerpiece like a Camille Pierre. She still has to get used to what's going on. You have other new pieces on this team. It's not like they've had several years to jail, even though Zam Jones and Zoe Brooks have been on the team and they've been growing in their leadership. In a lot of ways, this team feels like they don't really know each other on the court. And it's going to take them a whole lot longer. But I'm going to tell you this, Wes Moore, he has to get it figured out. Because once ACC play starts and this NC State continues to play like this, dog. Yeah, they not making it far. They're not making it far. Now, do I still have a lot of hope for this NC State team? Yes. Because again, you look at the talent on this team and you're like, yeah, eventually they have to figure it out. Eventually. Right now they haven't. I don't really see it end in sight, really. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens from here. But I'm going to tell you this. NC State, yeah, y'all are playing a little bit pathetic. A little bit pathetic because you can excuse the loss against USC. You can excuse that and say, you know what? That was a very close game. USC is still a really good team. And for those, USC is Southern Cal. Whenever I say USC, I always mean Southern Cal. I will always mean Southern Cal. And no, that's not disrespectful to South Carolina. That is just how I grew up. USC was always Southern Cal. All right? So you can excuse that. Again, you can excuse that loss against USC because USC is really good. You could even excuse the loss against TCU because, again, TCU wasn't ranked as high as they probably should have been at the time, and TCU got some dogs on their team and is good. But you cannot excuse this loss against Rhode Island. You can't. No. You can't. You cannot excuse this loss. You can't. But K-Jack, times are changing. Times are changing. And yes, 100% Armani. Yes. Says gotta give credit to Rivers and James from last year because NC State had that dog in them. These are two completely different teams. Yes. Two different teams. Completely. These are two very different teams. And they really shouldn't be, but they are. It just shows how critical players are. Certain players, how critical they are to really make or break a season. And right now, NC State's season is getting broke. All right. There were some other awesome games over the weekend as well, as we saw Michigan and UConn have a battle that resulted in a last second UConn win. We saw Notre Dame get back in the winning column, and a whole bunch more games that happened this weekend as well. Games which I will be talking about on the college basketball show, so look out for that. Look out for the college basketball show as I recap all of the games that you may have missed. All right. So that will be coming out either tonight or early tomorrow. All right. Well, yeah, guys, that's basically it. That is basically it. Thank you so much for rocking with me. If y'all could, make sure to hit that like button. It really does help the channel out a whole lot. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. I make content all about women's basketball, so if that is your thing, make sure to subscribe and like. All right. That is it for today. Again, thank y'all for watching, and make sure y'all check out the college basketball show when that comes up soon. All right. See y'all next one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.
Are you ready?
Ready, set,